Thank you very much, Scott. We move on to our next news update from the United States. A new lawsuit has been filed against the Trump administration, accusing it of unfairly targeting minorities during immigration raids in Southern California. Filed by 3 individuals and several immigrant advocacy groups, the case claims federal agents carried out unlawful arrests, often without warrants, at bus stops, farms, street corners, and workplaces. Some of those detained were US citizens and people with valid documents. The lawsuit also alleges that detainees were denied access to lawyers, forced to sleep on floors, and in some cases had to drink from the toilets while held in poor conditions, according to the reports. It also argues the raids followed a systemic pattern of racial profiling, focusing on people based on how they looked or where they were. Advocates are now asking the court to halt these operations across 7 California counties. Federal officials say the raids were legal and that basic needs and legal rights were respected, but tensions continue to rise, especially in Los Angeles, a sanctuary city where protests against immigration enforcement has already led to dozens of arrests. Scott, do these lawsuits have the potential to reshape how immigration raids are conducted nationwide, or is it likely to stall out in the courts? And what are your thoughts on how these immigration raids have been conducted? We've just read out some of those claims there. Are there any weight to them?
Quote unquote American citizens. What they're looking at are people who have entered this country and even naturalized using fraudulent documents or fraudulent rationales. So if somebody says, I came in and here's my documents and they're fraudulent, and again, under the Biden 4 years, they basically rubber stamped everything. Some of these things need to be reversed. Now, in terms of targeting, well, most of the immigrants, even though there's 99 countries worth of illegals that have come in over the last 4 years, a large majority of them are from Africa and South America. Guess what? Those are darker skinned people. You have Chinese, you have a whole 30,000 plus Chinese men who came in under Biden. But again, those are not white Caucasians. So the question becomes, they play the race card all the time. Now, the other piece of the puzzle is, thanks to the Supreme Court ruling of last week, these cases in Southern California may be able to hold up actions there until the appeals court plays out, but they can no longer become a nationwide injunction. And so that's going to allow the deportation activities to occur every place else except possibly these handful of counties. But again, immigration advocates had to look the other way when literally thousands and thousands and thousands of criminals and cartel members entered this country. And now all of a sudden, these people entered the country without due process. Why should they now get due process to get rid of them?
Scott, critics would say that these people do have fundamental human rights, those which some people have been claimed being violated. We've also seen the Trump administration make some serious errors in the past. You've obviously had the case of Kilmar Albrado Garcia, who isn't said to be the only person who has been deported mistakenly, even being a legal immigrant to the United States. What are your thoughts on some of the issues that have come up during these immigration raids, the actual legal issues, and also the Trump administration's response to them?
You're trying to remove up to 20 million illegals in this country. Again, probably about a good quarter or more are actual criminals, and you're trying to do it quickly. There may be mistakes. I mean, that's where the system allows for people to say, okay, this person's, we did a sweep. I mean, sometimes when ICE comes in, the immigration enforcement unit comes in and they arrest a person in a vehicle who is the actual cartel member, MS-13 member. but there's 3 other people in the vehicle. Are they acting in consort with that person, or are they just being given a ride? So there's a lot. So at times you're going to have these mass arrests of the individual plus whoever is with them, and maybe one of those people is not really eligible for deportation. So this is again where you want to have proper oversight within the executive branch, not by the courts that just want to stop everything, and not by these advocacy groups that want to stop everything. So we need to, so yes, I mean, when you're looking at 20 million plus that came into this country willy-nilly over the last 4 years, and we're trying to get rid of the worst of the worst, and then others as fast as possible. Is it going to be 100% accurate? Probably not. So the key is how do you catch it early? How do you correct it early? But you still keep your eye on the prize, which is getting all the bad people who are
Scott,
normal criminal activities out of this country.
yes, thank you. We move on to our next